It's been 30 years since Rachel Cox found herself lost in Wind Cave for 36 hours. Her disappearance generated the largest search and rescue effort in the park's history. And now she is ready to share that experience. KELOLAND's Sydney Thorson explains what it feels like to be lost in a cave in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND.
No one really knows what it feels like to be surrounded by complete darkness and enclosed walls until you're in that position. Rachel Cox knows the feeling all too well.
It was scary, of course. It was very, dark. Obviously, it's pretty much like sensory deprivation. No sound except for the sound of my own heartbeat and the noises that I made, and absolutely no vision at all.
Rachel Cox was caving with her National Outdoor Leadership Group until she got into an argument with her partner and ventured off on her own.
For a little bit I was just mad, and then began to get a little panicky and thinking, well, safety is just right back there.
However, that wasn't the case. As Cox tried to return to her partners, she became even more lost with no light.
I had taken off my elbow pads and my knee pads because I knew that the ground was going to take out a lot of my heat. We'd spent 2 weeks studying about the cave, and I laid on those and tried to just keep myself calm.
Her mind also began playing tricks on her.
One of the things is that a child's rhyme kept going around in my mind. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, and I couldn't stand that. I wanted that over.
She was fighting delusion with reality and with her own self.
I remember very vividly just being like, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid that I have killed myself by being stupid, by that initial movement of that I should have waited longer. I should have been more patient. But I had just turned 18, and children, even though they're technically an adult, but children that are 17 and 13 months are not very patient.
While she was battling her own thoughts, 4 rescue teams were searching for her. David Springhetti, a longtime cave explorer, was on one of those teams.
So we made kind of a 4-leaf clover pattern, if you will, to go search for Rachel. And so you'd go about 10 or 15 feet, stop, listen, yell, call her out her name a few times, and then stop and listen for a response, and then do that over and over again.
And then I heard little rocks trickling down, and made a lot of noise, and actually didn't hear anything after a little bit. And so I was going back and forth in my mind, did I really hear rocks?
Every time she heard rocks trickle, she would make as much noise as she could.
When we found her, everybody was just elated. It was such a relief. Makes the hair stand up on your back of your neck, right?
And I could see a light coming down the fissure, and I sat up in the area that I was at and came down, big shining light and a beard, and that's all you could see. And he was like, Rachel? And he says, are you ready to go up now? And I was like, are you God?
Since that event, Cox has had many mixed emotions about telling her story. Now she has a positive outlook.
A lot of lessons learned, and I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful, and more than anything, I get really emotional when I'm here. This is my 3rd time being back here since I was lost. I love this cave very, very much, and I'm very thankful to the National Park Service for protecting it and getting me out.
Rachel is definitely not the first person to be lost in this cave. Being prepared and thinking about what might happen ahead of time has certainly saved me many times.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Sydney Thorson.
A documentary on Rachel Cox's experience in the cave is currently in the works.